People pay good money to see this movie. When they go out to a theater, they want cold sodas, hot popcorn, and no monsters in the projection booth.
Everyone pretend podcasting isn't boring.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Esto es una Luger P08, pero esta no es una Luger cualquiera.
¿Dónde está?
En ese taller de ahí enfrente. Mustang rojo.
¿Puso ahí la denuncia?
Sí.
¿Y por qué no llamó a la policía cuando lo vio?
Bueno, he llamado a mi abogada, que es vuestra jefa, para llevar este asunto con discreción.
No, nosotros vamos por libre. Ella es nuestra clienta.
¿Y esto qué coño es?
¿Has visto cara de gilipollas, Juan?
Te traigo la caja sorpresa.
Vale. ¿Y tu señora quiénes son?
Pues Melchor, Gaspar y...
Y supongo que no tenéis la combinación, ¿no?
Estos documentos llevan a una dirección fiscal. Chatarrería Santa Mana.
¿A dónde vas?
Buenos días.
Me cago en Dios, mi puta caja.
¿Puede que esa gente supiera lo que llevabas en el maletero?
¿Por qué tendrían que saberlo?
Si quieres que te echemos un cable, baja ahora mismo del puto coche y nos cuentas por qué estamos yendo de un lado para otro como subnormales.
¿Todo el dinero?
Se lo ibas a dar a un tío que iba a joderte la vida. Yo te la voy a solucionar.
¿A qué os dedicáis vosotros exactamente?
Amenazar, pegar palizas y cobrar dinero a la gente.
Pues vamos a movernos rápido, señores. ¿Por dónde empezamos?
Primero tengo que recuperar la Luger.
Joder, pero ¿qué coño tiene esa pistola para que se líe tanto?
Si la robada, el problema lo tienes tú con Abby. ¿Para qué carajo le tiene que pagar 1.600 euros al jambo?
He dicho 4.000 por una Luger normal y corriente. La indulgente no lo es.
Que te rezando por tus putísimos muertos para que aparezca.
¡Mueve el culo, Ángela!
Vaya día de mierda, Moreno.
Te voy a dejar anotar el postre que voy a hacer la cocina. Tengo flan cuajada de natilla, melocotón en almíbar, fruta del tiempo.
Hey folks, welcome to a special episode of the Projection Booth. I'm your host, Mike White. On this episode, I am talking with Mario Mayo, Bruno Martín, and Santiago Taboada all about their new film, Luger. It is currently on the festival circuit. It is a crime film, and it is fantastic. Mr. Martin and Mr. Mayo are both actors in it. Mr. Martin is also the director of the film, and he co-wrote it along with Mr. Taboada. Had a lot of fun talking with them. Their English is way better than my Spanish, as you probably know. So just be warned that occasionally they are working amongst themselves to get things translated, so we might jump from voice to voice a little quickly, but we start with Mr. Mayo and Mr. Martin, and then Mr. Taboada joins us shortly thereafter. Had a great time talking with them, and I hope you have a great time listening to the interview. Mario, if you're all right, I'll start with you, and I'm very curious how you decided to get into acting.
When I was a child, I loved football and I love acting, and I have done twice works. I played football many years ago, like a football professional player, and now I decide to play like actor because I love films. I love this job.
It's in his blood.
Yeah, it's in the blood. It's in the blood. That is in the blood. When we were at the school, Bruno and me, we were partners at the school. We decided to film short films, and then many years later, we can film this movie.
Our first short was when we was 14.
Yeah.
We shot in video. We won a
little festival.
yes, of a small town. I think this is our first job. You can see the short is a fucking shit.
With a video camera, home video camera.
With a lot of love. An adaptation of a short writing of. Do you know Rubén Darío?
I do not know.
He's a writer from the end of 19th century. It was a story of vampires. Vampires in Madrid in the and the fall of the 20th century. It was very creepy, but it was fun. Now we are going to make an edition of Blu-ray of our first film. I Crush You, the film who starred by Mario, and that I produced. And in the extras of the Blu-ray, it's gonna be that short, like a golden piece for the fans, for see the beginning of our professional relationship.
How did you guys get connected? Like, how did you know that Mario wanted to be an actor, and how did he know that you wanted to be a director?
Well, we were partners at the high school with 14. I know Mario, and he was always a smart and cute guy. Tall, handsome.
Give it was.
I was a rocker. He was a
Bruno was a old rocker, and I was a scamp, maybe.
We were very different, but
like a white gypsy.
Yeah, and we start our relationship, our friendship. That short start because in our literature class, our professor,
teacher,
our teacher ordered us a job that was an adaptation of if we want, and we were the only ones who catch short.
Yeah, we choose to film a short film. Yeah.
And I say to Mario, okay, do you want to play the principal role? And that was the beginning.
But Bruno is a great actor too.
Thank you very much. But I am very comfortable behind the camera. It's no problem to do a little role like in Luger, but I don't know if in my next film I will appear. I don't think so.
Like Quentin Tarantino, a little bit.
Or maybe like Kid Coach, more little bit.
Who were some of your biggest influences when you were coming up as a filmmaker, saying like, oh, this film is fantastic, I want to be like this guy, or, I'm a fan of this person? Who were some of those influences for you?
It's very typical to say Quentin Tarantino, obviously, but I am working now on cinema because people like Alex de la Iglesia, I don't know if you know that Spanish director, Robert Rodriguez, Walter Hill, Sam Peckinpah, Fabian Bielinski it's a Argentine director, and maybe obviously Quentin Tarantino, and I think that was those are the more important influence in Luger. To say you some concrete directors. Okay, Santiago, ¿qué tal?
Yes, I'm here. I'm really sorry because I was in my other job and sorry.
I am going to say that in Spain. Okay, Mike. Es básicamente, vamos a intentar defendernos en inglés para que la entrevista sea lo más fluida posible, que Mike pueda aprovechar ciertas partes para incluir. Y entonces lo que podemos hacer, en vez de que nos traduzcas, lo que haces es que nos corriges, no tengas problema en corregirnos, o si nos quedamos pillados nos ayudes un poco a continuar, ¿te parece? Así vamos mucho más rápido. ¿Ok? A no ser que Mario en un momento dado diga, o yo te diga, mira, usted en esto que vamos a ir más rápido, ¿vale?
Okay, understood. Mike, what we are going to do in order to get the most fluent conversation possible is that Bruno and Mario will try to speak in English, as much as they can. And if they commit some mistake or if they get stuck, then I will help them or I will correct them. Okay?
So I was just asking Bruno and Mario kind of how they got their start. And I want to ask the same of you, Santiago, as well. How did you decide that you wanted to be a screenwriter?
When I was little, I thought that the director of a movie lived in the real world of the movie, which means that, if, for example, the director of the Goonies lived in the real world and he was just with the camera filming what happened in the reality, right? That was when I was 5 years old. And then I decided, like, okay, actually, I want to live in the same world as the movie makers, so I want to be a filmmaker. And then, of course, I learned that was not true, actually. But I really love the feeling of being engaged by a story and tell a story with images, or. So, Mike, that's when I decided to become a filmmaker. And since I was little, I got it very clear in my mind. So I just focus on my studies, to arrive to the filmmaking school. And once I got into the film skill school, I made 2 exams, to the filmmaking school. One was for a director and the other was for writer. And that moment of my life, I have directed some music videos on my own or some short films. And I got into the screenwriting, degree in that film school. And then I discovered a world that I really loved because it had the whole creativity, but at the same time, I didn't have any stress of directing and, controlling the whole team. So I thought like, okay, I found my dream job, like this is what I want to do because it's fun. I love it. And I don't have stress as, taking care of the whole team.
And I asked Bruno and Mario this as well, but who were some of your influences coming up?
The first one will be Sam Raimi. For me, like ever since I watched Army of Darkness, which is my favorite movie ever, wanted to do something like what he does. Like I really, really love because I love horror and love the whole horror genre, but at the same time, I love comedy. And I feel, how to say, I love when I'm watching a movie that makes me laugh, but also makes me feel scared. And, my biggest influence was Sam Raimi by that means.
When did you meet up with Bruno and Mario? When was that?
With Mario was because we had some friends in common in Nocturna Film Festival back in Madrid some years ago. So I knew him for other friends, and I think we got a drink in a bar after the film festival ended, and he was very, very nice with me. And with Bruno, it was funny because I met him in an event from Movistar series. He just won an award for the Sundance Shorts competition, right, Bruno? Was Sundance?
Sundance TV Shorts. Mike, Spain, everybody knows in a bar drinking.
So in my case, I knew.
Except the case of Santi, that doesn't drink.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, I knew Bruno in that Sundance TV short event, and the funny thing was that Bruno was my neighbor. Actually, he lived very, very close to my house. So he drove me home after that event, and then he told me like we have to meet one day. So I wrote him, and he invited me to his house. And then when I went into his house, there were a whole group of people, and Mario was amongst that group of people. So I thought, like, okay, that's a small world, right?
How did you guys decide to start working together?
From my point of view, in my case, was that Bruno proposed me to do something with him. I admired his work before I have seen it, and I participated a little bit in the second season of A Todo Riesgo, which was his web series. I just helped him a little bit, and he gave me a small cameo. And I knew his previous job. I admired that job. And when Bruno proposed me to work with him, I feel very flattered, and I, of course, wanted to join because he told me one thing that I still remember that was, I don't know how, but I'm going to make this movie. And, I knew he was going to make it because other people, they can promise and they don't do. But I knew Bruno was able to make it. So, I just trusted him.
Santiago, as he told you, was my neighbor, was a writer. And we were recording and shooting web series for many years we want to upgrade, to do something more professional, leave internet, YouTube, Vimeo, and to make a film, a long film. I say, okay, I'm gonna try to work with Santiago. We'll see if our relationship works or not, and it works. We were writing Luger for 2 years, more or less.
We started knowing each other better during that process and also learning from each other. We learned a lot from each other.
Yes, writing with Santiago was a school year of learning. And then we clear the idea that that role will be played by Mario. And we will write for him because Mario is our fetiche actor.
Bruno always have come with me, and we know together, he and me. He always come with my person, and okay, I'm very grateful of it.
Where did the idea for Luger come from?
I think the first idea is the Luger inside a safe box, and then we tried to tell friendship story of sacrifice, of second chances. Really, the Luger is the background of the movie. It's not important in the movie. It's the MacGuffin of the movie.
I just want to add that when you write a movie, and actually Bruno and I relationship it was so great, and that sometimes there's one good thing about this project, and of course it will be in the future, that is that you don't know where one writer ends and the other starts. Because there are many things that I don't remember if it was Bruno who proposed that or me who proposed that. There were many things. So actually the starting point, I remember it was about two thugs that they needed to get something back for a gangster who had a restraining order. He had to stay at home. He was arrested at home. And then everything started changing. So, we polished the script, we changed the script. But I remember that actually the element of the Luger was Bruno's idea, because I didn't knew what a Luger was before writing the script. So he knew it and he brought it.
Well, I love that rich backstory that you give it, the whole story of the Nazi and the suicides and all that. I mean, it just adds so much texture to the film.
It's a fake story based on a true story. There are many Nazis to run away and were hiding here in Spain and escape from Berlin in the last moment. And many of them arrives to Spain in a plane, in a little airplane, and landed. They escape from the plane and they run away around Spain, and many of them were wanted many years, and many of them I think were never found. There is a friend of mine that is an expert on Nazi things. He's very weird, but interesting to talk with him. And always when I meet in a bar, always in a bar, he always tell me stories about Nazis. I'm very interesting for me. And so one day I asked to him, I am writing a story about Nazis. Can you explain me some details or some kind of way of forms, ¿cómo se dice? Modos.
Usually the way that the Nazis were doing things, their ways to do things normally. Actually, he found out how they commit suicide, because that's a true part of the story that Bruno said, that some Nazis actually they kill themselves because they couldn't stand with defeat. That's why they killed themselves, because it was a shame for them that defeated army that they were living, in that moment, that defeating situation. Sorry, and also some of them escaped to Spain or to even Latin American countries. Some of them were never found. Some of them were found, but with other names. They changed their names, they changed their lives. So that's the truth beneath the whole story.
The cool idea of that point of the film is that 8 guys with an only gun and he has to commit suicide. The way that he has to do that, at the end, it's only one on foot. And that guy says, okay, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna escape.
Run away.
And he say, I want to live at the end. And that's the cool of that idea. That's the grandfather of our tough guy of the film. And that ballet that has his name at the end go to her grandson. That ballet has a destiny.
Mario, I know you've been in a lot of movies and TV shows. How is it for you when you get a role that is written specifically for you when it comes to something that Bruno and Santiago are working on?
Previously, when Bruno decided to write this character for me, we worked together the character many months before. And okay, I know perfectly that what Bruno wants to do in this character. He knows that I am strong, I am clever, but the character is not clever. The clever person is David, the other main actor, and we work it a lot. I think the result is good. It's very good.
How did you and David work together to make it feel like you had been friends for so long?
David and me knows many years ago, and we are friends. But this movie has fixed more relationship to he and me. Now I think David is a very good friend, like a brother, like Bruno, like Sandy. We are a great team, and I think the result of the movie is for that.
As we wrote the Tony role for Mario, we wrote the Rafa role for David. Were friends of mine, and they were friends together. The result on the screen that you see, and the audience can see that truth in the interpretations, in the ¿cómo se dice? In the
performance.
It's very, very, very.
That was the reason.
There are so many strong characters and so many great actors in this. I mean, I can't remember the name of the gentleman who plays the, I guess it's the nephew of the main gangster, the Italian. That scene in the bar when he's trying to get back the Luger from the person that bought it.
The nephew is Bruno.
Yeah, the Nazi in the bar is Daniel Ortiz, the actor.
The Nazi in the bar that is giving the back to us when we talk with him.
I really love that scene, and I love you in that scene.
He's a great actor. He's very, very good actor, and he has too short apparition at the movie, but
he's a scary as shit in those.
That is awesome, and this sequence, we love that sequence because it's in the middle. It's in the middle point of the film, and Santiago and I was trying to.
We were trying to make this sequence very intense, because it was the midpoint of the movie. So we needed an intense sequence to do this point, because we want to make the audience think that this is going to explode.
En la primera versión del guión explotaba con mucha más gente, mucha más sangre.
Actually, in the first draft of the screenplay, that scene ended up with a very big fight. So it exploded, and there were dead people, there were blood everywhere.
And the producer read the scene and said to us, we can make that, guys. To do that, the scene that you want to shoot.
It's very expensive.
Very expensive. And he say, okay, we are going to do another version, and we are going to kill some roles and to clean that sequence, and we make the second version. And when at the beginning there was 15 characters in that scene, and at the end there are 4 characters and the two good guys, David and I. And I think the sequence is better than the first version. It's more simply it's more
organic.
It's darker actually. It's kind of darker, kind of shady. It's more, how to say, subtle, right? Like it's not so explicit, it's subtle.
less elements in the scene, it's smarter.
Bruno, your character is fantastic, and you play him so well, so calm menace, and just you seem to be the only person that's really kind of using their head.
Charlie is a role that is not a bad guy, is not a good guy. It's an element, it's a character that is an element to help the main character in the second act of the movie when when Tony disappears. Tony is the lucky amulet, Rafa, and it's very nice to see Rafa with his partner and crying like a dog in silence in the movie. For that point, from
that moment, the rest of the movie, from now on, Rafa will be alone with, Charlie in that moment. Charlie actually replaces Tony in that moment because Rafa feels comfortable and safe with Tony by his side because he's, as Bruno said, his lucky totem, his lucky amulet, And then once Tony disappears, in that moment that Tony disappears, Charlie replaces Tony. It's kind of a shady shapeshifter replacement, right? Because you don't know if he's good, if he's bad. That's why he's kind of a shapeshifter character. But then when you start feeling comfortable with Charlie, when you started empathizing with him, then suddenly Charlie disappears too. Let's put it like this, okay? So Rafa finds himself alone again and then doesn't feel safe anymore.
How was the actual shoot? How is it shooting in Madrid?
It's not the better city to shoot in Spain because
taxes are high and you don't get a revenue from them,
everybody wants to shoot in Madrid or Barcelona because there are both are famous cities, but it's not a problem because we know the city very well. I know the industrial area that is shooted Luger is near from my home, but it's not in the movie. It's not a real industrial area because we need to make a more biggest industry that doesn't exist in Madrid. Shoot in Madrid is comfortable, but it's not the better city in Spain. The better cities in Spain is Basque Country and Tenerife, the Canary Islands.
There is no many helps in Madrid to shooting in there.
Many American productions are shooting right now. Wonder Woman, for example, was shooting in Canary Islands. Not the better, not the worst.
When was your premiere, and how was that seeing this movie with an audience for the first time?
The premiere actually was in Fantastic Fest.
But the world premiere was in Austin, and the European in Strasbourg.
How was that seeing that with an audience, and especially an audience who doesn't speak your language necessarily?
The American award, when they watch the movie, they understand perfectly the movie because they love, they clap, they ask to us many questions in the Q&A. They congratulation for us. I think it was successful.
I was seeing the film near of Mario and near of the producer, and I know where are the points that the audience has to loud, the audience has to scream, the audience has to clap. And I think the 19% of the moments the audience respond as we want. There is some points that lost in translation. It's impossible to be the perfect translation or the perfect, but really nice point of the audience.
The audience was hooked. The audience was excited. They were inside the movie, actually. So, of course, we were a little bit scared, at least me, because it was an audience from a different country. So we didn't knew if they were going to respond good or maybe they won't get anything. And then suddenly they responded well. They loved the movie. They let us know that they loved the movie. So, we are very, very thankful. And, it was good to see in the 2 screening sessions, the 2 screening rooms were full. They were crowded, like there was an empty seat. And nobody looked at their cell phones during the whole movie, which is kind of a success in this era.
There's one scene where something bad happens to Mario, and I have to tell you that I gasped out loud in my house watching that scene.
I think many people cry, but men don't have to. No, I don't cry. I am a man.
There was a reaction. There was a reaction definitely to that scene.
I cry.
I hope that it caused a lot of screaming in the theater where you guys saw it.
It's a man movie, but it's a woman movie too. It's everybody cries with this part. It was the first time I cried in Austin watching that thing, because it was the first time that the movie went to the public. It's the first time that the audience see the movie, and it's a very special moment for that reason.
You've got your European premiere coming up. What's next for the movie, and do you guys have plans for your next film already?
We went from Strasbourg. We have won the Grand Prix. Our section crossovers. It's like the section of Orbita in Sitges, and our next parade is Sitges. Is the final boss of the video game. We will have the opportunity to show the movie to 1,400 people at the same time. I am very afraid and nervous, but I think it
will be a good stage for our movie, right? Because they will see it. We will have all our lights on us, so everybody will see.
We make that movie for do the second movie and try to make the third movie. And for that reason, Sitges is very important, because that stage gives us an opportunity to know another producers, another ways to do the next movie. Santiago and I have another thriller and a horror movie, but we don't talk about with more details. With a lot of details, because we are working on it right now.
Yes, exactly. We are working on a couple of projects right now. As Bruno said, one is a thriller, one is a horror movie. What I can assure you is that you will see our seal in the next movie. This movie, Luger, has our seal, our soul. You can see that we wrote it. Like, it couldn't be written by an AI. It couldn't be written by anyone else. And this one will have also our seal. We will have this brand, our brand. And then when people sees it, I don't know which one will come first, if it will be the thriller, the horror movie, or maybe another one. But what I can assure you is that you will know it from us.
Well, I can't see you guys having anything but fantastic success, because Luger was wonderful, and I really look forward to more people being able to see it.
Thank you also for giving us this space to, promote the movie. And I just hope that your audience will love it. If they don't know it, go watch it whenever you can, because if you get the chance to watch it in cinemas, VODs, festivals, give us a chance. We just want you to enjoy this movie.
Thanks a lot, Mike. And I hope to see you in person with you
Thank you
very soon.
Thank you very much.
Well, it sounds like we'll be meeting at a bar.
It's the same language, a beer here and in USA.
Sounds great. Well, Mario, Bruno, Santi, thank you so much for your time. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Mike.